Hey guys, it's Leo from Team Ragnarok, and I'm bringing you another deck profile. This time we'll be covering my Claret Sword Dragon deck for Shadow Paladin. So we'll start at a grade 3s. First of all, we play 4 Claret Sword Dragon. He is your main right target for the deck, and has the ability to restand after he attacks for Counterblast 1 and bind 7 grade 1s from your drop zone. This makes him very strong when combined with Force 2 and his first ability, which helps him gain power and become a more threatening unit by himself. So the rest of the deck will be focused on helping you hit the thresholds of that really easily throughout the game. Then the backup grade 3 we play is Astute Knight Paladin. We use him to clear the boards of grade 1's units that you call out from Nemen, and then you can call back a unit from your drop zone whose grade is equal to or less than the sum of the grades you retired for his cost, and then him and the unit you called gains 10,000 power. This is really useful to help resurrect either like large rear guards or just cards that mill from your deck to help hit the threshold Claret Sword. So examples of cards you want to call are Dark Pride and Blue Espada Dragon, both of which gain power and help you mill through cards, making them very useful choices for this card to superior callback. We'll move on to grade 2s. We play 2 Cursed Lancer. He's mainly played for his countercharge skill, so you can call him from your hand over an occupied rearguard circle and then pay his cost to gain 10,000 power and countercharge 1 if you have no counterblast available. So usually you call him over a grade 1 unit, giving you more cards in your drop zone, as well as making a large rearguard at the same time, allowing you for a better rush. When you call him off Paladin's skill, you don't have to call him to an occupied rearguard circle, which is quite nice. So you can just call him back as a 20 or 30k unit by himself, and that helps you just apply more pressure. Next we play 2 Marian Spear Dragon. He's searchable with Blue Espada Dragon, but we only play 2 since its skill isn't exactly a high quality filter. As throwing away grade 1s early on is pretty rough, as there are 10k shields and can be used as rush cards. His skill also competes for the Soul, which is used by Cursed Lancer and Dead Armor Dragon, both of which we play in this deck. Then lastly there is 4 Dark Pride Dragon. This card is probably the best grade 2 in this deck, as it's just on place you gain 5k, then you can mill 3 cards, and if there's a grade 1 you can draw a card. The mill is optional, so if you call him back off Paladin, he just becomes a 25k unit by himself, or just 15k if you call it from hand early on, allowing you to have a strong rush, apply more pressure, put him on higher damage, which makes your Claret Sword turn more threatening. So very nice grade 2. And finally we'll go to grade 1s. We play 1 Blackwing Swordbreaker. You only really need 1, since it's just a counterblast and draw. It's also searchable with Nemen. Doesn't really have much use outside of that. We play 2 Dead Armor Dragon. This is a card that can help you hit thresholds easier, as it can retire itself in the battle phase, as well as push for more cards from your opponent's hand if they decide to PG you, so they'll throw away another card for it regardless. It's also searchable with Nemen, making it very easy to access, and can be used with a Bogdo to clear your own front row against the Vanquisher matchup, making it slightly easier for you. Of course we play 4 Skullwitch Nemen, pretty self-explanatory. I don't see why any deck wouldn't be playing this right now. It helps fill your board early on, gives you rearguards retire for Paladin. It's just a really cool card overall. Then we have 4 Knight of Machinations Abagdo. He can be used as the 13k attacker or a booster. Retires a grade 1 off the board to gain 5k. So you can clear the board of units and have open rearguard circles with which you can call units with Nemen to, helping you filter through your deck faster and get your grade 1s out of your deck faster. Then we follow up with 4 Blue Espada Dragon. He's the main searcher that we play. When placed, you can look at 3 cards into your deck and add either Marian Spear or Claret Sword Dragon to your hand. And then if your and you put the rest in the drop zone. And then if your drop zone has 5 or more grade 1 cards, this unit gains 10,000 power. So he can be a really good rush early on, just pushing more damage at your opponent, and helping you grab pieces that you need if you do happen to see them. And lastly we have 4 Cherishing Knight Branwen, your generic grade 3 searcher. can grab you whichever grade 3 you need, suit your situation at the time. Also has the easy to hit condition of 3 grade 1s in the drop zone to gain 5k, becoming 13k by herself, making it so you can have to commit a booster to make a column, and just allowing you that early rush better. And then for triggers, we have 4 heals. I play 4 draw PGs, and of course 8 criticals. Triggers are really personal preference. This is what just suits me and I'm comfortable with. And then we played the 1 Promising Knight David as the starter. That's all there is to that main deck. And now I'll just go over some of the more popular choices some other people play, but I don't, and I'll explain why. So we have Witch of Iron Chain's Nest. This is 1 place you can Soul Blast 1 and retire grade on rearguard, and your opponent chooses one of his or her rearguard and retires it and cannot intercept until end of turn. So this is a pretty nice card, but I don't want to play it because in order for this to hit a grade 3 Vanguard, I would have to commit a booster to it, which I usually don't want to do since there's better ways to use the grade 1s at that point in the game. Then we have Knight of Ferocity, Macmorna. When he attacks, he cannot attack until you retire rearguard. It also gains 15k if your drop zone has 3 or more grade 1s. The reason why I don't play this is, early on when the set was released, my friend was playing this, and there was a game where he attacked a Claret Sword, used its skill to restand, and then he just didn't have the 3 grade 1s and drop anymore, and it didn't have the 15k, so it was just a 10k vanilla by itself essentially on rearguard that couldn't attack unless he killed a rearguard. So I just don't think it's that great. Blaster Javelin, well, he uses a counter blast, which really is competing for resources. He doesn't really advance your game state too much, and he just needs another grade 1 on the field to draw a card and gain 3000 power, which isn't all that impressive. Deathbow, 10k Interceptor, but it's not really searchable, so I would have to hard draw into it in order to make full use of it. Also doesn't hit a number by himself because he's only 8k. Connell, I saw quite a lot of builds play this, but I personally don't play it because it's a Soul Blast and it's already pretty tight on that in this deck, with Dead Armor and Cursed Lancer both using them. Knight of Old Grudges, Maffler. So he can hit 17k if you retired in a rearguard. The reason I don't like it is that you'd have to use another skill to enable it, and it's just not hitting through its own skill, which means I would have to fulfill some alternate condition to just make it hit a number. And then we have Witch of Nostrum Aryan Rod. I think this is a really good card. Soul Blast 1, rest of the unit, and one of the units gain 10,000 power at a turn. So you can use it to buff up Claret Sword, which is pretty good. My only issue is it's not searchable, so I'd have to hard draw into it, and then at that point I'm pretty sure I'd already have other pieces to help me put the pressure on. It's also a Soul Blast 1, which is a tight resource. And Claret Sword Dragon, so you can retire it, which is pretty good, helping you hit a threshold easier, and then 2 of your units gain 3000 power. But it doesn't really help you too much in pushing for your opponent, because the 3k usually doesn't matter too much when you call him out, because your cards already hit numbers by themselves. There's not really any need to just retire him. And that's it for this video. I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Cheng for helping me come up with this list and some of the ideas. And then I guess I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.